Hey, hey, my fellow travelers of life, this little game here we call life. Okay, I'm a bit nervous actually. I don't really damn it, now I'm losing my train of thought. I knew this would happen because I don't have anything prepared. It's all in my head. I've never documented this process, but I've been through it many times, and I know I've unintentionally led people astray and into their own darkness, and they didn't know how to get out for a while. So, and I didn't have the language or the skills at the time to guide them through. So I'm just bringing you guys along a part of my own process and trying to learn from my experiences and take what I need from it to apply the next step, I guess. So my theory, just real quick before I start here, my son's dad has now turned my son's phone off. Well, actually, that's not. So my father had bought my son a phone when he was here to visit in December because his phone had broke. And now my dad's mad at me, taking it out on the kid. I don't know. It don't matter. He's now shut the phone off. So the only way I was able to get a hold of my son anyways was through the internet and calling him on FaceTime. And now when I just came down, my son, I had called him to try and, pick him up. And that's when he had told me his phone was shut off and that his dad was going to be getting him a new phone. So I don't even have a way to contact him now. So I figured if I can't talk to him on the phone, then and try to instill some guidance in him, something in what I can over the phone, I'm gonna do it through the internet and hopefully he sees it. This is the only person that I'm trying to reach. I just need that one. And if it helps him find his way through the dark, then that's all that matters in this little whatever I'm doing here. So, Junior, if you're watching, just know that Mommy loves you, and there's still a lot left that I have to teach you. So I hope you got your thinking hat on, and I hope you can pay attention long enough. I know it's hard, but if you feel lost right now, if you feel confused, if you feel alone and hopeless, welcome to the club. Hi, I'm Courtney. Today I have on my teacher hat. Yesterday I was an explorer. Today I'm a teacher. And I am going to attempt to share with you all my process and how I travel through the dark and get back home in one piece. All right. So first of all, I'm so excited because I transformed my home into a whole, like, this is the most proud iteration of a home that I have. I love it. So, I'm gonna just scan, give y'all a little taste. Look, my little setup. Oh, shoot. All right. So I got my little notepad here to take notes and a whiteboard. Here's how to travel through the dark. Now, group agreements. This is important. So usually there would be people here, but it's just me. Actually, let me do this. And nobody's watching. So, I have to get used to talking to myself. So, but this is my group agreements for trying to imbue ideas onto the internet and how I would like to conduct myself. Oh, dang it. If I do it like that, you won't see. All right. Speak from your own experience. So I'm going to be using a lot of I statements and try not to assume that other people are thinking or feeling the same thing as me. I'm going to speak from my own perspective and just share with you all my experience. So take what you need, leave the rest. Lead with curiosity. When I find myself tempted to make a statement, ask a question instead. We are all learners and teachers here and experts in our own experience, in our own worlds, So we are going to be learning from each other. And yeah. All right. Impact versus intention. So this is important. So intention is what you mean. And impact is how it lands. So in order for us to create a shared reality, we have to be able to balance these two things. So I can share with you my intention while also recognizing that it may have not landed in the way that I wanted it to. So yeah, I think it's important to something does impact you. If it lands clean, you'll feel it in your gut, and it'll feel like somebody just spoke a truth that you didn't have language for, and it settles something. Or it just feels, there's just no tension. But if there's tension in your chest, actually, you got to pay attention to where you feel it, because that'll tell you where it lives in your body. But yes, if it does not land clean and it makes an impact, pay attention to that because that is information. And then lastly, practice what the fuck you preach. So this one is important to me because I am not the type of leader that is going to tell you to do something that I would not be willing to do myself, and would not hold myself to the same standard once I am in a position of authority. So, yeah, it's important to practice what you preach. If I'm going to tell you guys to do something, then best believe that means that I have done it myself. And I'm speaking from a place of deep, just personal experience and what I know to be true from that experience. So yeah, and I think this is just an important rule to keep in mind if you're going to be traveling through the dark or if you're in the dark, because you cannot justify why the intention did not match your impact by continuing to say it's because you were overwhelmed. You know what I mean? So when you're down there, try to practice what you preach. Stand on who you said you are. When you're operating at your best self, and when you realize that you acted out of alignment with who you said you are, just fucking admit it. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the process. Just take accountability and move on. All right. Not move on. Y'all know what I mean. Do better, I guess. But, okay. All right. So, recap. So I'm here to talk about what this past week was for me in traveling to the dark, into the unknown, and not having any plan, limited funds, no support, and yeah, just operating as a feeble party of one. Yeah, and how I felt powerless and what I do to take my power back. But first, before we get to the part where I take it back, we gotta figure out what the fuck we just went through. And what are we supposed to get from that? What information are we supposed to get from that experience? So, a couple ground rules first. Let's do this. Also, I'm going to try and keep this to like an hour, just to not overwhelm folks. I might take some dance breaks in between. But it's a lot to unpack. So just know that. Oh, and I forgot, I'm all prepared because I got my weed, I got my food, I'm ready. Oh, what am I looking for? So, you know, they do this thing now where everybody like has to list off all of their accolades and stuff in order to share their expertise and why they can speak as an authority on a thing. So I guess I have to do that. I ain't got no accolades. I got a liberal arts degree from Grandview University and an associate's degree from DMAC. So you ain't gonna get that level of credentials from me. I don't take my authority from the institutions of the world. So I'll just list off to y'all what I have survived to develop this level of authority over my own life. All right. Childhood poverty. And prolonged exposure to trauma. Oh, well, just trauma. Just trauma. You know, trauma and... You don't need that. Then adulthood, we got domestic violence. Addiction to alcohol. And then young single mother. After this iteration of life, I was able to be the first generation college student in my family. I've been sober for 10 years now. I got out of the abusive relationship and have never been in an abusive relationship since. Been sober 10 years, quit drinking, quit smoking cigarettes, you could see, like, anyways. And yeah. What else I did? What else happened here? Tons of death. Tons of unnecessary death. When you bury siblings and children and shit, that shit's not natural. When your grandma dies, that's that's the natural order. When a 9-year-old dies, it's a different story. It's a different level of grief. So, what else we got? The motherfuckers who fired me. Sued they motherfucking ass and had got niggas paid. What else? Diagnosed with a rare genetic condition that almost took me out. Yeah, okay. I think that's enough experience there to justify my level of expertise of how to grow through shit that you go through. It's funny because people will ask me how I've been able to do this with the body thing. I got a 6-pack and shit. And when I tell them, I really had to suffer for this. Are you sure you want to know what I had to go through? They assume that I had to go to the gym and eat right and do all this hard, necessary work to get a result. It's not what I'm talking about. I went through a level of unnecessary suffering that I don't think any other person should ever have to go through. So, and to look like listen, I am a 36-year-old woman, okay? Child where? And I didn't mean to do this. This came from suffering and being able to turn pain into power. So, if you think I think I'm cute because I'm light skinned, that's the last thing that I'm proud about, okay? Shit, you see what the bitch had to go through? Okay, all right, now that I've established my level of expertise in this field we call life and how to transform, let's dig in, because I still need to figure out how to lay out the process myself. So, all right. But you love me so well. Now back to tears, they keep coming. All right. First things first. We gotta know the who, the what, the when, where, and why. Set the stage. All right, so the who, who is the subject of the story? Are you the subject of the story or the author? I mean, You're kind of both. But you're the subject that you're studying right now and observing. So you got to make yourself the main character in the story. Now, there's a lot that goes into the who, because you also, if you're going to be exploring the dark, the most important principle here is know thyself. Know thyself. That's your own personal shit to work on. In your own time, at home. You know what I mean? Therapy's good for that. But this is a process that is ongoing. But if you don't know where to start, just start with the statement, I am. Okay. That's easy enough, right? So I'm gonna butcher this because I don't know things like by heart, but I know things, you know. I think it was Rene Descartes that critiqued the liberal ideology of I think, therefore I am, which says that our ideas are what make up the world. So if we think good thoughts, all we have to do is think good thoughts, and you know, there's more to it than that. But I think the common way that we understand ourselves in America is I think, therefore I am. Rene Descartes says, I am, therefore I think. You are I am first. You are a human matter, a body, an empty vessel to be filled up. So, whatever you decide to put after that is what you become. It is the story that you tell yourself. So, when I think about my own identity and I am statements, the first thing I am is a deeply sensitive, deeply feeling human being who has basic needs that must be met on a daily basis and is living in an extremely toxic environment. That's my first identity, is just being human. And then the rest from there, I fill in based on about 51% is based on the actions I choose every day. And then the other 49% is based on what the world reflects back to you and calls you. So, based on my own assessment of who I am, dang it, where'd my marker go? Who am I? I really hate that this is... I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do like YouTube or something. My son's on YouTube a lot, so maybe I could beat the algorithm there and find him there. But I tagged him on the live. We'll see if he sees it. All right. I am. For me, that is, I am a mother, a Black woman, a poet, an educator, and a social arsonist. That may be a new term to y'all, but it means someone who goes around setting people's souls on fire. And I think I've done that, so I'm gonna claim it. Okay, let me show y'all real quick. Turn the camera around. So, I am a mother, a Black woman, a poet, an educator, and a social arsonist. So, those are, for me, the roles and actions that I have taken so far, that of evidence of myself that I've collected up until this point of my life, and the identities that I want to claim moving forward in who I'm becoming. All right. So, first step is to know thyself. If you don't know where to start, the easiest place to start would be to start with I am statements and put them everywhere around your house. I have sticky notes. Here we go. Boom. Sticky notes will do just fine. I'll write I am statements and I'll put them up around my house where I, usually will see them. Yeah, it'll remind me of who I'm becoming. So along with knowing yourself, you can go real deep with this and dig into your patterns, your trauma, your family history. All of this information is information. It's important to collect about yourself in preparing ahead of time, embracing the darkness. Because you have to be able to know and discern what's yours and what's someone else's. All right. That was the who. Remember I said we're setting the stage, so we got the who. Now, let's set the stage to when. No. We'll say the what. What the situation was, what happened, what's the context. So, for context, I am a single mother of a beautiful baby boy named Christopher Nikos Hatcher, who I lost in the darkness, and I've been trying to get him back. And I've had to climb a lot of mountains. Now I have one more mountain to climb in order to get him, but I didn't know what I needed to do in order to do that. Best case scenario, what I was hoping would happen is I would just go down there, brace the darkness, and be able to pull up and get my son and come back home. That is not what happened. And so now, in order for me to actually enforce the rights that I have, the God-given rights that I have as a mother, I have to have $3,000 in order to afford a lawyer. So that's the what. What I was facing was I had no information from his father. He was not answering my calls. He ignored my texts. And so I had to just go down to Kentucky by myself with no information, no plan, and just figure it out when I get there. So the win, I think the win that you're trying to identify is what the trigger was, or when I don't, for me, the trigger was Saturday, July 4th. Had to be at work. I already didn't want to be there. And I was really wanting to go just pick up my son and enjoy the, I was already feeling anxious about that. And finally being able to see my son. And I was going to wait like another week because I had to work, and see, I got triggered at work. Like, really big. And I didn't even mean to do all that. But I had to realize the root, like, that's just the place where where it happened to slip. What I was really feeling and holding in was this, wanting to see my son. So I decided to hop on the road, made the decision on Saturday, and left Sunday morning. All right. That's the who, the what, when, where. Like I said, I was in Des Moines, so I had to travel to Kentucky. Let's put this into context for folks. Oh man, this is way too small. I ain't gonna be able to see shit. I'm trying to show y'all a map. Dang, that's what I need. I need to get a map to put on my wall. That's what I need. I've been saying that. Good thing I got my computer. We'll just look up a map. It's important for relativity, so y'all understand. Maps really suck. Oh, they really. Okay. Well, I can't find a good map on here. I'm gonna have to buy me one. But I am coming from Iowa, which is Midwest flyover country. So I have, there's a context here that I live in and have to operate in, and constraints that I have here, which is important to understand if you're going to know thyself. That's another layer of the process, is just understanding the environment that you have to live in and survive in already. So yeah, I'm in Des Moines, Iowa. And I had to travel to Louisville, Kentucky, which is about 8 to 9 hours that it says on the GPS, but it ends up being like 10 to 11. And that's going down south, down, I don't know the interstates very well, but I know I go through like Illinois and Ohio and then hit Kentucky. Okay, so it's a pretty long drive. And I don't have family in Kentucky, so I would be relying on his family to so it's not an easy hurdle to jump in this situation. Okay. So I get triggered Saturday morning. So Saturday, make the decision to brace the darkness and the uncertainty and head down to Kentucky to face this man who has been the monster in my nightmares for a very long time. All right, that's what set the stage. Let's talk about what happened along the journey. So, it's important to understand that when you're feeling an overwhelming intensity of emotions, it's going to be hard to trust your thoughts because your thoughts are trying to interpret your body's signals. And I know we like to say facts aren't feelings, and that's true. They aren't. Feelings are facts that are current to the present moment sometimes, especially if you're triggered, because a trigger is what happens when your body is responding to something in your environment that reminds you of the past. So a lot of people think that if they get triggered, that means that they should avoid the trigger or the thing that triggered them. But that's not how the world works. The trigger is a portal into whatever version of you existed in the moment that feeling was created. So when you're triggered, you just have to feel it. Not justify it, feel it. It is, again, it's information. Feelings may not be present day facts, but they are historical facts. So there's information there that's a part of the process in gathering and paying attention to when that's all you have when you're traveling in the dark is your feelings. So you just have to know how to interpret them and what they're, you just have to know how to interpret it. And so if you're in a space where you don't trust how to interpret your feelings yet, that's okay. Or actually, how do I want to say this? Because I actually think I don't trust my thoughts sometimes. I trust the way that I feel because they're valid, period. And I can't tell myself to calm down. I can't tell somebody, like, I try really hard not to tell somebody how to feel about a situation, I ain't about to tell myself that either. So, I traveled through the portal. I was triggered. Went to the down under, literally down south. Went to the darkness and got there. Okay, so also when I'm reviewing the situation, the people and the play, like, the details don't really matter too much, right? Like, names and faces change. You know, it's what do they leave you with? What is the impact that they have on you? Again, going back to the intention versus impact. What's the impact that you get after talking to this person? Okay, so I'm gonna try to stay out of the weeds and just give the big picture. I went down there with not a lot of information, not any information. And the first action that I took was to use the state to try to enforce my rights as a mom by using the custody order that I have here, thinking that hopefully that'd be enough. And that did not work. So my next step was get some rest, regroup, figure it out what to do from there in the morning. And that's, they had told me to go down to the courthouse. So went down there to try and get the information and how to start this process. So at this point in the game, like, I'm just collecting information. I'm just asking questions. Again, when I find myself wanting to make a statement, ask a question instead. So I'm just asking questions at this point because, again, I have no idea. I'm trying to understand from you. What do I need to do here in order to enforce my rights? And so collected the information that I needed, ended up talking to a lawyer who, the message that I got from him was document, share the story, and lawyer up. Either way, I'm going to have to put time and energy into something, so I might as well try to pay somebody, So, yeah, and then after that, I hopped on the road. So on my way up, and still trying to not, like, being in the fog, not knowing where to go next. What do I do? Like, how can I leave without not having my son? There was a lot of those kind of internal battles that I was having. And talks with myself of, like, me letting go right now is not a sign of surrender. This is giving it to God. So I just had to let go and remind myself that I knew this was part of the process, that I was going down there with no certainties, and I'm going to have to come up with no certainties either. So, radical acceptance of the situation. I'm here. I'm already here. Gotta make the best of it. I'm out of Des Moines. This shit sucks. I still feel all of this built up fucking rage and grief and anguish. And I can't bring it back home. So how do I release it? Was the next stop. So, before I continue, let me recap what I just said. Oh, I didn't even say, okay. So, Dang it. Know thyself. I should have said this one first. Make sure to pack light and pack accordingly. Pack light. And pack accordingly. Okay. I need to just go back to this. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Again, I told y'all I'm documenting this, so I'll get better. Pack light and pack accordingly. Take only the essentials. You don't need much. Like, think about 3 to 4 outfits that's weather appropriate. Bring a fucking jacket. Make sure to bring, like, you know, options so that you, in case it rains. I ain't even bring a jacket and it fucking rained and I was pissed. But yeah, so you don't need to pack too much shit. Especially if it's only going to be short, you know. Like, plan for it to be short. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's important when you are a traveler of life. Pack light. And for some people, that could be as easy as carrying around a debit card. And you could just pay for the shit as you go, you know. But for others who operate on limited funds like me, you'll have to know what the essentials are that you need on a day-to-day basis. I just need food, some snacks, and drinks, and weed, and what else did I bring? I had a med pack, like, you know, I need to bring toilet paper next time. That's one of the things that I'm gonna mark down. But yeah, pack light, pack accordingly. Know thyself, pack light. What else was it? Oh, okay. I talked about the trigger thing. Don't avoid the trigger. How do I want to capture that though? Like, what is the, go through the portal. Oh, shit. Okay. Go through the portal. All right. So now we went through, we went down into the unknown. We felt the feels, faced the biggest monster that we've ever had in our lives, and we're still lost. And we still have all the feelings. So now what do we do with it? Because if I don't do something with it, I'm either going to turn it inward, and I'm just going to blame myself, and I'm going to hate myself, and drink, and, you know, like, why does this matter? I really, like, if I didn't have my kid, I'd off myself. So this is a big deal for me. Like, I'm really trying to not take an action that I can't take back. So I'm trying not to turn it inward and blame myself for this. Or not blame but like turn the feelings inward, and it's, you know, it needs to get out. I'm also don't want it to spill out on the wrong people. So don't want it to come out in anger, and, you know, I need to get it out. So what do? I trace my footsteps. I decided to trace my footsteps and go to the place where I found myself. And for me, that was in Michigan. And so I took the drive 5 hours up and made a stop in Michigan so I could try to let off some steam. Okay. Know thyself, pack light and pack accordingly. Go through the portal. Don't ignore it. Don't suppress, don't avoid it. That's where the answer is. I'm telling you. It's the only way you're going to get through it is to go through it. Go through it. All right. I went through the portal, overwhelmed with emotions. Now I got to trace my footsteps so I can release and be restored. All right. So now you get somewhere and you ain't even got no plan there. I ain't hit nobody up. I mean, I hit a couple people up, but I was just there. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know what I was going to do. At that point, I was already down to like $600. I was really pushing my luck. But I needed it. So, traveled up to Michigan, and I let myself be led by what I was feeling. I didn't put even put my destinations in the GPS. I just was driving. And because I'm familiar with the area, I knew how to navigate, like when my body would get pulled, when I would feel like an urge to like, maybe I should go that way. It always led me to the places that, was where I needed restoration. So the first thing that I tried to do when I got there, I wanted to practice showing gratitude to God and the people who lifted me up while I was there. In the midst of my own suffering. Am I still willing to praise God for what He's brought me through? Because I would not have made it. And there were a lot of people there who really showed up for me in my time of need, but there were people in particular that I wanted to thank that, I don't think really get to see how their work matters, Like I went back to my apartment and got a thank you card and a picture of me and my son on a boat on the lake to give to them and tell them thank you. Because they were just amazing. That apartment was amazing. And the management, when I got sick, I had just signed my lease. So I was going to have to be there for another year. And I let my management know up front that I had this health crisis going on and that I was really scared because I had just signed this lease and I may have to move home. This was when I was first thinking about moving back. And they were like, that's okay, we'll work with you, So when I made the decision to move, I circled back and was like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get out of my lease early. Is it still possible for you to work with me? And they did, no problem. Gave me no problem, dude. To get out of a lease, do you know how hard it is to get out of leases with landlords? Them people act like you owe them for needing to vacate and do something different. they can really make it a barrier to be able to just do what you need to do, you know? So I was really appreciative of them for the way that they made sure, you know, they helped me in my time of need. And they're in a position of power over me where they didn't. Typically, then people don't do that. So I wanted to show them what it looks like to really care about your tenants and how you treat people. And yeah, it mattered. That was the first home that I had where I found peace. Such a beautiful place. So yeah, thank you cards to my apartments. I got to see my trainer, Ashley. I need to make a special video for this woman because she's phenomenal. She absolutely saved my life. When I got sick, I was looking for a trainer, or I wasn't looking for a trainer. I was looking for a nutritionist / life coach to help me make these lifestyle changes. And I thought of Ashley because I seen her in the gym and I was like, I want to look like that. If I want to look like that, I need to know what she does. So, but I never acted on it back then. This was 2 years prior. Anyways, so when I thought about getting a trainer, I thought of her. And it was my first time that I fully trusted my intuition in making a financial decision it was pretty penny. She was $500 a month. Well fucking worth it. She was the first bill I paid every month. So I didn't get to say bye to that woman before I left. So I made sure to stop and give her a hug and tell her thank you for her sharing her gift with me. But yeah, all right. So I practiced gratitude, and next place I went was where I would always go when I was in Michigan to talk to God, and that was the Riverwalk. Actually, no, we got to talk about this dude, Steve, because remember I said it's not him per se. It's the impact that man left me with. I need to document, and these are rules of engagement too that I'm realizing in these experiences. Because trust your motherfucking instincts there too. There was other things that I didn't share about this man and what he didn't share with me until I seen him again. But don't ever trust somebody who can only reveal information if they when they feel it's whatever. Omittance is the same fucking thing as lying. There's a reason why you fucking lie about something or don't reveal information. Because what the fuck, what if I would have acted on that? What if I was interested in him and he didn't say anything back then, but he was interested in me? He wouldn't have told me he had a girlfriend. No, I don't like that. And he censored himself a lot. He also, what else does this man do? Censored himself, tried to change the subject when I was talking about my son, and make me not cry. That's cool. I'm sorry you can't handle your emotions, but let me fucking cry, nigga. I'm trying to tell you what the fuck is going on in my life. If I cry, nigga. And then he switches the subject to fucking soccer. I'm not adjusting my mood to be around anybody and to make somebody else comfortable. I'm just not doing it. And white men just tend to take up a lot of space and center themselves and prioritize their fucking comfort over yours. Oh, this man started undressing in front of me because we were going to the pool or whatever. He started taking his shirt off. I guess, I don't know. He left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't even say bye when I left. But those are some rules of engagement that I left with from him was I'm not adjusting myself to being around anybody else's mood and comfort. If you can't handle the intensity of my mood right now, I don't need to be around you, bro. I don't want to be responsible for anybody else's needs or concerns, or, you know, I'm here for just me. I'm not attaching myself to anyone is the thing. Like, that's what if you're traveling, boom, that's a good takeaway right there. If you're going to travel in the dark, try not to get yourself attached to nobody. Niggas is leeches down there. Like, just be careful. No fucking, just put some boundaries around and parameters around your own. Yeah. And discernment, like, of who to attach yourself to. Because that man, I'm so glad I didn't. I just, like, have a suspicion, like, is this nigga luring bitches in his... No, there's other shit that I'm not telling y'all because it just is too much. He just gave off really uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable, so. But I'm also, like, thinking about the experience that I had while I was at the Riverwalk and talking with the dudes that I was talking to. Because they also had tried to, like, you know, they were trying to get me to hang with them and shit. And I was down for it. But then they tried to make me walk to the car with them to get the drink. And it was like they were forcing it too much after I told them I didn't drink already. Like, I'll hang out with y'all. You ain't gonna convince me to get rid of a 10-year fucking... nigga, I just met you. No. They was like, are you sure? You sure you don't want to take a drink? Yes. The fuck? Anyways, that just was a red flag. So I didn't go back to the car with them. And then I ended up telling them, like, I should probably, I'm going to do my own thing. Y'all do y'all's thing. It was good to talk to y'all, though. Okay, so that's some good rules of engagement. All right, so there's rules of engagement that you have to come up with for yourself. These are boundaries. Boundaries are supposed to be for you and what you will do if you know what I'm like, and really the way we talk about boundaries is kind of weird, like, because we know what we're not gonna do, but we don't know what we're gonna do instead. So, like, anyways, come up with your own rules and boundaries for keeping yourself safe and protected, and have some discernment in how you engage in the world. Remember, it's not about the faces and the names. That's all details that are fuzzy and fade in the background eventually. What matters is what you're left with after these interactions. So, Steve left me with some bad taste in my mouth. So I left. I'm not gonna give you a reason. I don't need to say nothing. I'm just gonna go, because it's my own journey. I wasn't planning to connect with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't about you. It ain't personal. I'm just leaving. Yeah. Move towards what you prefer and away from the things that you don't. That is how you start to build discernment and build a life that actually is yours, you know. So in this process, for me, once I realized this is not for me, I left. I didn't force myself to stay there. I wasn't like, I didn't force anything. I just, paid attention to how I was feeling, and if I wasn't feeling it, then I did something else. So yeah, like even the me going to the lake at night and running into DJ and they had a whole little party scene, a whole little party going on. EDM is just not my thing. I just not trying to yuck nobody's yum, but it ain't me. Yeah, left from that. And anyways, again, just move towards what you prefer and away from what you don't. And that is how you will be guided. I need to charge my phone. It's about to die. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. There it is. Here we go. Ooh, look at my house. It's so cute. I love it, dude. Oh my goodness. Where was I at? Move toward what you prefer and move away from what you don't. Okay, move toward what you prefer. Let me take a little break, actually. It's 9:30. Oh, I've been talking too long. That might have to be... No, I need to wrap this up. This is for me. I need to really get myself through this, actually. If y'all stay for it, y'all stay for it. Where's my fucking lighter at? I've heard that song before. Dance floor. Reflections in the mirror. Now. What's the deal? What's the 411? Convo yesterday with the sun. I knew you still so young. Baby, I started to think that we both need to stop drinking. And all the ways that you go wrong this weekend. But he was bad, he was mine. Never believed him when he said he wasn't trying. God, would you please never cut your hair? Never love like I love some people. Electric woman playing on the dance floor. Distorted reflections in the mirror while my lips are okay. I find peace when I'm all alone. Hillier roads. All right. Now, this is on the ascent, trying to get back up. Okay? Trying to get out of the darkness and figure out how to make sense of this information that you just now got going down into the abyss. But now you're just too overwhelmed with emotions to even fucking be able to think. So what do? We find the places where we could release and restore. So a couple things that's important on this part of the journey. is to come up with your own rules of engagement and how to keep yourself safe. Move toward what you prefer and away from what you don't. And, look, devil is in the details. Names and faces ain't gonna matter too much. Those fade in the background. It's really what they left you with. Okay? Maya Angelou said, dang it, I'm gonna butcher this shit. What'd she say? What'd Maya Angelou say? Something about how a person makes you feel. A person will forget something, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. Something like that. So, I'm also a person, and I be remembering how people make me feel. So, I be trying to take that in as information. In good and bad way. Like, that is the mirror that you are using to reflect back to you what you're supposed to learn. Anybody you interact with. So when I say what did they leave you with, I mean that in all the ways. Did they make you feel like shit? Did they give you a weird vibe? I don't know, or did they leave you feeling lighter? Like it just, that's how you collect information about who you are in the world. Yeah, because you learn from everybody as you go. So, they left me with something. So the last place that I went was to hang out at the Riverwalk. And I sat there for 2-3 hours. I was there for a while. So I talked to a few people and did my live. And then the 3 black guys came and sat and talked with me. And what I also pay attention to is the sign. Like, I should have, that's definitely probably the first thing of it. Like, pay attention to the signs. Where are we gonna put this at? No, we just gonna make a whole new. Okay. So what do I mean when I say pay attention to the signs? This is where a lot of people get woo-woo confused. And, there's a lot of, whatever. We're going to talk about synchronicities, though. Because I mean it literally, pay attention to the signs, your environment and where you're at. It's really important because you will be pulled by your environment, and you want to make sure that the pull is actually your decision and not just because you just seen McDonald's, now you're craving the fries. Do you know? You know what I mean? There was one time I wasn't even thinking about vaping, and I just drove past the lady who was vaping, and I immediately picked my vape up. So that's what I mean. Pay attention to yourself and what is pulling you, because if not, that is how you get pulled into the environment that you might need to avoid. So pay attention to those signs, but also the synchronicities. So Synchronicities is really just your inner world matching up with your external reality. It's a deeply personal thing. So it's hard to really like convince someone of a synchronicity because it's just for you. It's really just information for you and will only make sense to you because it's your subconscious speaking to you through, or the universe, or what higher powers, what, you know, whatever your concept of a higher power is speaking to you, trying to speak to you through the environment. Okay? Got it? So those are the signs to pay attention to as well. Some of them don't matter. They're just checking to see if you're paying attention. But some of them matter. And if it like hits you deeply where it's like, oh, there ain't no way that could have been a coincidence, that's when you know that's information that's coming directly from the one who runs it all. So the example that I'm going to use, luckily, I have evidence of because I was filming it during my live. So, you know, when I was at the Riverwalk, I was filming myself, just talking and telling you why I loved Detroit, what it brought out of me, what it made me want to do and practice. And so I'm literally on the Riverwalk fucking dancing and singing and just talking, sharing my story with y'all on the internet. And just trying to blow off steam, you know, and then these guys come and sit down and we have like an hour-long conversation. It was really good. And what they reflected back to me that I was already like expressing to the universe that I wanted to do or was thinking about doing, you know, they come to me and say, you look like an artist. Do you sing? Like, what kind of art do you do? So confirmed that, like, oh, but a bitch is an artist. Okay, I am an artist. Yeah, let me claim that for myself. So we get to talking and they asked me to share my story. Shared my story. Was just saying, I need to share the story, right? Like, and hold on. So that was one. And then, at the end of the video, he said, this needs to be a panel. We need to actually have these kind of conversations with people and bring people together to talk about, you know. The crazy thing about that's the next political project I'm doing. What? So I'm already doing the thing that this man is telling me needs to be done. If that ain't a synchronicity, I didn't even say that to that nigga. I didn't even tell him I was doing anything remotely like that. Like, I ain't. So yeah. Share the story. Document. Trust my instincts. And disrupt the algorithm. Yeah. Share the story and get other people to share theirs. That's a part of the process too. I know that's a part of the. But anyways, okay. Those are the takeaways for me. That's what I got when I was able to be still enough to get some answers. It is that it's time to tell the story from my perspective and not care about nobody's intentions. I've just shared the impact and what I had to go through. If it lands for you, it lands and you feel it, and you know, maybe it'll help you too. But if it makes an impact, if it triggers you, don't shoot the messenger. Take the message. I'm not apologizing for it no more, bro. Like, all I've been trying to do is share my side of the story. And that's really all I got. That's really all I got. I'm poor. I know $3,000, depending on where you're stationed in life and the kind of lot that you got, the hand that you was dealt, $3,000 maybe don't sound like a big deal to you. You could go do that tomorrow. Go get you a lawyer tomorrow. Or get somebody, you know, you got family or something. I ain't got that. I ain't got it. And I'm tired of having to pay these people just to have my rights in this fucking country enforced as a U.S. citizen. I gotta pay in blood, sweat, and tears just for me to enforce my God-given rights as a mother. Anyways, yeah. God told me to share the story. And I know that because just a couple months ago, I was tongue-tied. I couldn't speak. I was still trying to untie knots in my head and shit. And just sit with the overwhelming intensity that was, I just had to go through. And now it's just rolling off the tongue. It's just coming out. I don't even have to think about it no more that much. And I only talk in the spirit because that's the only universal language that we have. I can speak in other languages too. Not like I can only speak English, but in English there's so many different. Like I can speak in trauma talk, I can speak political, I can speak in nigga talk, I can speak in white terms, like, you know, I can translate. That's what I'm attempting to do, is to translate for y'all the fuckery that they got going on around here and how they say that we're free and got rights and shit, but really we gotta pay for it. Really, we're just consumers. And we gotta buy our freedom. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big mountain for me to climb. And I'm just not fucking playing these white people games no more, dude. So I'm gonna give it all I got with whatever God's gifts that he gave me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give me much, but he gave me something. He gave me a little, he gave me something to work with. Like, so I ain't got nothing. I just ain't got money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now I gotta face my biggest fear of being seen, because my spirit is convicting me to speak. And God gave me permission. Because he just put me through all this shit for a reason. Or I'm gonna make a reason for everything I just went through. That's what we gotta do. We just gotta make a reason for it to matter. Like, my suffering is gonna matter. And y'all gonna know who the fuck is responsible. I really still don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, that was my journey through the abyss, in the darkness, and trying to find the answers that I need in order to face this fucking mountain that I gotta climb. All I ever know is the next step. Like, God really never reveals the big picture to me. I think it just would be too overwhelming. I never end up fucking knowing where the fuck I'm gonna end up being at. Like, I just know the next step. And I know I've been obedient. Been calling myself impulsive this whole time. Not really. That's my spirit. I've been convicted. And every time I followed it, I didn't ignore that shit. Man, when I did, that's why I got sick. Them motherfuckers made, man. Anyways, I was ignoring my spirit. It's gonna make you sick, I'm telling you. Y'all think y'all well now. Y'all are not. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, well, if you found yourself lost and in the dark and confused and alone, just know you're not alone. I'm down here. I've learned how to see in the dark and how to navigate it. Trying to be a light for y'all. If you feel me, you feel me. If you don't, you don't. By the way, this is for my son. This is mostly for him. So if you made it this far, go ahead and tag my son, Christopher Mikos Hatcher Jr. Not his fucking father, Junior. But he doesn't put Junior on his Facebook, so just put Chris Hatcher so he can see this, because that's who really the only person who I care to